Hi everyone! You're here because you want to grow some veggies and you want to grow them fast and save money on your food bill. Today I'm going to teach you how to plant 3 vegetables you can get planted outside in early spring, even before your last frost date. We're talking peas, radishes, and lettuce. They go from seed to harvest in 4 to 8 weeks. They're going to put some fresh, tasty veggies on your table quick, and you can grow them in raised beds, containers, hanging baskets. You can even start them from seed in smaller containers outdoors if you don't want to get your grow light set up. Now you want to go back and watch the series from the beginning, because remember, we started the vegetables first that have to grow longest indoors before we pot them outside. Now we're up to those veggies that you can direct seed right in the garden. Now if you live in the north and your ground is frozen, it's super cool and fun to get these planted outside. As soon as the ground kind of starts to warm up, you can kind of work it with your hands and it's nice and thawed. So it's usually a few weeks before your last frost date. You southern gardeners with no frost, the sky's the limit, get outside and get these planted. So I love to grow these veggies in hanging baskets. It saves a ton of space. A lot of people in patio gardens right now, and this will help you grow up, not out, and save space in your garden. So first off, we're going to plant some lettuce in a hanging basket. It's also really fun to have hanging baskets with really quick access to your kitchen. You can just pop outside and get them planted. Now the fun thing about these is they're lined with the Smart Pots, no cocoa liners, the same fabric of the Smart Pots containers that I grow in. Super durable, has nice good drainage in it, and they don't fall apart like the Coco Core liners do. So they're a super handy way to grow. You can grab those over at smartpots.com. I'll put all the links in the video description for you. And we're going to pop in some red romaine lettuce. It's really fun to grow nice compact veggies like romaine lettuce in hanging baskets. And it's really nice to get different varieties and colors of lettuce planted. So you have nice, tasty, fresh, colorful salads. So what I'm doing here is I'm just sprinkling some of the red romaine around the drip irrigation hose here. So it gets nice and watered in. I've got lettuce seeds in my spring garden seed collection, and also a special lettuce seed collection with 5 colorful varieties. And this is the Bronze Mignette from the lettuce seed collection. So it's going to be a beautiful, colorful salad. So you can, if you can, space your seeds maybe an inch or so apart, but you can always go back and thin it out later as you grow. And the cool thing about lettuce is you don't even have to cover it with soil. It needs light to germinate, so I just kind of press lightly down on the seeds here with my hand, just to kind of press them into the soil. And if you have an issue with birds coming and pecking out your seeds, like you can see has happened right here, you could cover them lightly or cover your little hanging basket with a piece of tulle. So you can do this in containers, you can do it in raised beds. It's a great way to get your veggies going early so you have them to put on your table really soon. The second vegetable to get outside first in the spring are peas. Now peas again are a cool weather vegetable. The key to growing the 3 vegetables I'm talking about today is getting them planted outside so that you get a harvest before the weather gets over 80 degrees. Because over 80 degrees they won't germinate and they're not going to grow well. So I'm going to plant some colorful peas here in this hanging basket. I love planting peas in a hanging basket because they hang over the side and it makes it really fun and beautiful, and it saves space. You don't have to install a trellis. It just is a really fun, easy way to grow peas. So you can see how big the pea seeds are. So easy to plant. I just poke them down into the soil, maybe a ½ inch or so. And these are the Royal Burgundy peas from my pea seed collection. These are so pretty. They're a purple pea and they look beautiful on top of salads. But a lot of times they never make it into the house because we love to snack on them right in the garden. So I'm going to plant half of my hanging basket with purple peas and the other half with a beautiful green sugar snap pea. It's going to water in my pea seeds and my lettuce seeds. Now hanging baskets do tend to dry out just a little bit quicker because they're hanging and the water runs down. So keep an eye on them if you're not getting rain. Just give them a nice little drink. Especially before the seeds germinate, you want to keep the top of the soil nice and damp. Now, if you're growing peas or lettuce in a container or a raised bed, do provide a trellis for your peas of some kind. I have lots of videos on trellises. You can go back and watch those because they like to climb, but it looks so pretty. It keeps them up off the ground, saves a ton of space, and you're going to love how they look in your garden and how they taste too. We just covered how to plant lettuce and peas right in your raised beds, containers, or hanging baskets. So easy. But you can also start them in the small little 6-packs outside if you don't want to get your grow light set up. So if your days are between 40 and 70 degrees, you can do this. Maybe you're getting colder temperatures at night and you can bring them in. But it's a super easy way to get them started, and you are gonna love it. No need to get the grow light set up, and it's gonna make things so much easier. So here we're gonna plant a little Marvel peas. These are a really nice container variety, perfect for the 5-gallon CaliChem Smart Pots. So easy to plant these in your 6-packs. You just poke 2 seeds in each little cell. And a lot of people say you can't transplant peas, but you can. I've done it so many times from these little 6-packs. Now here you can see some peas that were started indoors under grow lights. And these were started about a week ago. They're growing fast. So a really great way to get them started, and you can transplant them. Next, I'm gonna pop in some seeds for the Oregon sugar pod pea. This is a delicious snow pea, really tasty in Asian cuisine or for fresh eating. It's really fun to have different varieties of peas going. That way you always have some planted, and depending on what you want to use it for, like the little marvels are shelling peas, and these you can eat pod and all. Super, super delicious. Pop in our tag, and let's put some lettuce in too. So again, fun to plant different varieties right in the 6-packs. They do really, really well. Now take a look here at the lettuce in this tray. These were started maybe a month or so ago, right outside on my deck in partial sun in the morning and shade in the afternoon. They're growing beautifully, and I can pop them out in my garden beds very soon. So you guys already know how to plant lettuce. It's so easy. This is the black seeded Simpson from the lettuce seed collection. Sprinkle a few seeds over the top. Just tamp it down, pop in the tag, and you are all set. I'm also going to plant some of the Paris Cause Romaine, also from the lettuce seed collection. Romaine is a great lettuce to plant because it does tend to be just a tad more heat tolerant. Sometimes it'll last at temperatures over 80. But get these planted out in your garden, and you're going to have lots of spring lettuce here. Tag in, spray. We are well on our way to some fresh, tasty spring salads. Still too cold for you to plant outside, either in the 6-packs or in your raised beds or containers. You can definitely start the seeds indoors. So you want to start them indoors like I just showed you, and then put them under your grow lights. Now the key to starting lettuce and pea seeds indoors is don't start them sooner than about 4 weeks indoors. Otherwise they're going to outgrow their containers and the plants probably could die. But you can also be harvesting your lettuce as you're growing it. These actually were started about 6 weeks indoors, and we've just been kind of picking off the leaves and eating them. It's a good way to kind of thin out your containers too, so you get larger leaves. The third vegetable that you've got to get planted outside first in your garden are radishes. So easy to grow, seed to harvest in about 4 to 5 weeks. You're gonna love growing them in your garden. And guess what? I've got some ready to harvest here for you today. These are so delicious. They're the French breakfast radish, growing beautifully here in this little shorty 3-foot raised bed. Would you look at that, guys? Garden fresh, right from the garden grocery store. Aren't those beautiful? Absolutely love them. So I'm going to show you how to plant these today. Now the key again to growing radishes is get them planted outside early, a few weeks before your last frost date, before the temperatures get hot. Because once the temperatures go above 80 degrees, your radishes aren't going to bulb up. You'll get tons of greens, but very few bulbs. Super easy, and the kids love growing radishes, I'm telling you, because they grow so fast, and they love kind of seeing them bulb up in your containers. So they'll grow beautifully in a 5-gallon. Now you can also start them from seed indoors, but they really do best when you plant them directly outside in the garden. They grow beautifully in a 5-gallon. The little shorty raised bed works really well for them too. And you actually get a free radish seed packet this week with your purchase over at CaliChemGardenandHome.com. And all of my seed collections are 30% off with the code CameraGuy. And that sale runs until next week, February 15th. So grab your seed collections and plan along with me. So I'm just popping the little radish seed in here and poking it down, maybe a little 1/4 inch. I'm spacing them apart maybe every 2 to 3 inches so they have room to bulb up and grow. That way you don't have to worry about thinning them. And did you know you can also eat the radish greens? They're super tasty, so you'll have one more green to pop in your salad along with your beautiful lettuces and super tasty peas. Growing your groceries is so much fun and just so rewarding. And my container here is filled with a potting mix, and I just pre-moistened it. The top is just a little bit dry, but we're gonna water it down in just a moment. I'm gonna give my radish seeds a nice little drink. And again, keep that soil nice and moist, especially while they're germinating. And you can expect your radishes, peas, and lettuce to germinate in about 7 to 10 days. And you'll be harvesting in about 4 to 8 weeks. So delicious. Okay, now what I like to do too though, the birds, at least in my garden, tend to come and pick the little seedlings out. So if you're wondering why your seeds aren't germinating, that's probably why. They've germinated and the birds have been having a little feast. So I like to use this tulle fabric. It's Tulle, and you can grab this at most fabric stores. It's very inexpensive. I'll also put a link to Amazon, but it's one of the best ways to protect your little seedlings from the birds. Just clip it on, tuck it under your containers, and it even comes in different colors. So it's kind of fun to stick out in the garden and have a nice little color splash floating around your garden. Once your plants get bigger, the birds tend to leave them alone, but while they're germinating is a great way to protect them. I want to commend you. Some of you are growing and learning and doing things for the very first time, and that's hard. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. With this video, we've wrapped up the first part of Grow Your Groceries, but we're moving into the second part. That's the good news. So stay tuned for that. We're going to start that next week. Growing your groceries in raised beds and containers. Got to subscribe. There's going to be some giveaways and a big surprise coming soon. Comment below if you're growing along with me, and if you're going to plant these 3 veggies, radishes, peas, and lettuce, get out in your garden this week and get them planted. Now, if you need seeds, head to CallieKimGardenandHome.com. Grab your seed collections. I've taken all the guesswork out of it for you with these. 30% off with the code CameraGuy, and that applies to the seed collections only and runs until Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.